Hello and welcome to this FPL Game Week 5 team selection video with me, Holly Shand. In today's video, I'm going to be talking through my potential transfer plans, team selection and captaincy ahead of FPL Game Week 5. Help me get this one to 500 likes, closing in on 26k subs too. And remember, I answer all of your comments when the video goes live, so do drop them down below. Let's get into it. Starting off with how my game week 4 went then, and a bit of a mixed bag. I finished the game week on 75 points, which was above the average. Very stark contrast between how the attack and the defence performed though. My two transfers were Rashford out for Sterling. Rashford obviously scored and Sterling blanked, and I also brought in Jackson for João Pedro, which didn't have any significant effect on the team. However, Sterling and Jackson did combine for a few efforts. Jackson did miss a big chance on another day. Those two could have hauled. But other than that, my defence performed really well. Everyone else came up with an attacking return. Obviously, Captain Haaland delivered, slightly regretting not using the triple captain on him. And then Salah and Bomo, Saka and Maddison were all in on the attacking returns as well. And I'm actually quite pleased with how my attack is looking right now. Defence, though, bit of a shambles. Blanks from Johnson, Estepinian, Henry and Chilwell. Some late clean sheet wipeouts certainly didn't help my mood. And then I had Turner on the bench with a clean sheet for a 5-pointer. Got that goalkeeper decision wrong once again, and this is something we always find if we're looking at rotating keepers. So it was a small green arrow, but still inside the top 500k is a really good position to be in at this early stage in the season. Looking at my transfer plans then, I've got one free transfer, 0.5 million in the bank. Some problem areas in my squad and also some players to target. Starting off in goal, there's potential in the next few weeks that Turner and Johnston could both lose their place as number one. Johnston's a bit more of a concern for me right now because he's only got that one clean sheet from game week 1. Palace have signed Dean Henderson. So if Johnston lost his place, I could potentially need to make a goalkeeper transfer. I'm hoping that I can get through to wildcard time without having to make a move, but I've got to monitor the situation. Turner could provide okay backup. If I was to replace Johnston, I think I'd be tempted with Salah in my squad trying to retain that spot to spend 4.5 million on a goalkeeper again, and Flecken looks to be the best replacement right now. But I think unless you're on a wild card or you've got 2 free transfers with no other issues in your squad, it's very difficult to justify a precious transfer on a goalkeeper. So it's not one that I'm going to deal with this week. Moving into the defence, and there's a few players here that I've got a few concerns about. First of all, Estepinian, the fixtures have turned for Brighton now. European action as well is a bit of a concern. Chilwell, I'm still very happy to hold him because he's had a good start to the season. I love his positioning. Rico Henry has been a bit of a disappointment since I bought him in game week 3 though. And Kabore, one of my bench defenders, he's lost his place now by the looks of things. So I can't even capitalise on that double game week 7 announcement. The few players that have caught my eye, Udogie and Matty Cash are both playing in advanced positions, taking plenty of shots, creating chances as well. So if Rico Henry continues to flounder, or I will decide to upgrade a Kabore to have a better bench option, then Udogie or Cash could come in. But again, I think I'm happy to roll with the defenders that I've got again this week. So no plans for a defender transfer this week. Moving into the midfield then, and no complaints about my squad here. I feel like Mbomo and Saka need to be locks in most people's teams. Salah, seeing as I've got him and he's continuing to deliver these consistent returns, now that that speculation of a move to Saudi is off, the transfer window has firmly closed. I'm happy to hold Salah because while there's other midfielders performing at the same consistency right now at a cheaper price, you can back Salah to continue to deliver an attacking return per game week right until the end of the season. He does provide a credible captain alternative most weeks, and with Liverpool couple not in the Champions League. We could see a little bit of a rest in the midweeks for Salah as well. So I'm holding on to him for now, and I'm quite encouraged to see content creators starting to think about their plans to get Salah in. Sterling obviously blanked on his debut in my squad, but he's still performing well. In terms of the other midfield options I'm really considering right now, I like the look of Son. I think in a few weeks there will be a credible plan to have both Maddison and Son in our midfielders. Right now, though, I don't really want to buy Son this week without his position being certain. We saw him move from left wing to centre forward in game week 4. I want to see that continue in game week 5 before investing. Bruno Fernandes is a big miss in my midfield. I think I could get away with it this week with Brighton at home. Not the easiest of fixtures, but he's absolutely bossing the underlying numbers. He's heavily involved in set pieces. He's on penalties, and he is going to punish me. I do feel a little bit wary of not having any Manchester United attackers in my squad, even though the club in general is going through a bit of a tricky patch at the moment. The problem with both Son and Fernandes is that I can't currently get there in one move without losing Saka, who I don't want to lose, or Salah. So again, not a move that I'm looking to make this week. Foden I'm still considering as well, but right now if I was to double up on the City attack, I do prefer Alvarez for my forward line. Gabriel Jesus, another player on the radar as well. But while I've got Saka, I don't think I've seen enough from Arsenal right now to really want to double up on that attack. Obviously, Nicholas Jackson is posting big numbers in terms of his shot volumes and big chances. The conversions aren't there yet, but again, I think we need to be patient with him. The fixtures remain very good. Bournemouth, Villa, Fulham and Burnley. I think you need to hold him in this spell. So I think this week I'm going to be rolling the free transfer. Next week with 2 free transfers, it may open up a little bit more flexibility. Another game week of information to make more radical moves. Team selection then, and the first decision is on goalkeepers. Do I start Johnston away at Aston Villa, or do I start Turner at home to Burnley? Now, I looked at the clean sheet potential of the two sides, and Forest do have the higher clean sheet potential. Turner's got the home game as well, which is encouraging. And I looked at their predicted points as well on Fantasy Football Hub, and the AI predictions have got Turner at 3.9 points and Johnston at 2.4 points. So it's Turner that starts, Johnston drops to the bench, and hopefully I get the right goalkeeper pick this week, because it's one decision that I've got wrong on a few occasions so far this season. The defence picks itself: Estepinian, Henry and Chilwell, with Baldock and Kabore on the bench. Brighton have got Manchester United away. Not an easy fixture for Estepinian, but he's a defender that we're invested in for his attacking output. And I don't think that's going to change in this fixture. Manchester United's defence has looked shaky at times. I think Estepinian will do very well in that fixture. I'm seeing a lot of managers bench him this week. I'd be very wary of doing that for a player of his attacking calibre. I don't have a strong 8th attacker, so my attack always tends to pick itself. No big benching dilemmas week to week. A lot of the players have an away fixture this week, so it doesn't quite look as appealing as it has done other weeks. And Bomo away at Newcastle, you have to play him, in my opinion. You cannot get away with benching a player who's on penalties. That's just asking for trouble. Even though a lot of my players do have away fixtures, they do look to be favourable fixtures though, so I'm not too concerned. In terms of captaincy, again, for me, this week, it's an easy decision. I'm, of course, going to captain Haaland away at West Ham. This was the fixture that was Haaland's first fixture of the season last season, in which he scored a brace. So I've got no concerns at all that he won't be able to get attacking returns in that game, even though West Ham have maybe tightened up defensively. Salah will probably take the vice-captaincy away at Wolves. That's a nice fixture for him as well, and I'm excited to see what he can do for this side. Let me know in the comments your transfer or selection dilemmas. Remember, I do get back to all comments, and also hit that like button. Let's get this one to 500 likes and help me over the line to 26k subscribers before the Game Week 5 deadline. And notify as well, because the AI preview will be dropping tomorrow. Thank you for watching.